Hello everybody, welcome back, or welcome initially, either way, to my weekly little segment of crypto news. This is where I just go over the basic short version of any news, rumors, speculation, generalized thoughts about typically the crypto I own or any crypto that I'm looking into. As of right now, I'm not looking into opening any new positions, so there's not going to be any of that. And as always, if there's anything during this that you're curious about, that you overly agree with, you disagree with, you have questions about, you want to add to it, please put in the comment section below. I very much do not mind any of that, specifically questions or additions. We're all here to try to, improve our current state of wealth, or at least I'm assuming that's what we're doing. That might mean something different to you. But though it's crypto is a player versus player kind of game, we'll call it, we all can still be here to help each other out. So if you have any additions to add, please put in the comments below. I like hearing it. You guys might know things that I don't and vice versa. Right? So the first crypto I want to get into today is about Render. So there's some almost news about Render. So Render is going to be one of the main talking points for Solana's AI Summit March 17th. I will talk more about that in a few moments when I talk about Solana. Render will also have RenderCon on, I believe it is April 7th. And they're starting to talk about some of the main speakers and powers that be, or people that matter, companies that are going to be there. NVIDIA is going to be there, we know that. There hasn't been too much updated on that yet. But I like looking for these summits or these cons. Reason being, because I had someone ask me, why do I care, right? Today, I'm recording this on Friday the 7th, March. The White House here in the U.S. had their first crypto summit. And for the most part, I was hoping not, but kind of thinking it was going to be a giant nothing burger, at least in terms of instant price action or big news to talk about. We'll get into that in another video. I'm sure everyone else is talking about it right now. But when we have these kind of summits or conventions, the reason why I like knowing about them is, one, sometimes they're pump and dumps, right? It brings emotion, brings theory, brings the excitement of possibility for certain cryptos. So sometimes the price raises a little bit. And if you're in a swing trading or you're close to a price to get out of, it's good to know. Also, a lot of times there's a lot of really good news at these things, but it doesn't turn into price action right away. Crypto is a very emotion-driven market, and everyone has a very short memory and attention span, meaning that there's so much good news that happens, but people don't care about it till later. An easy example was when they announced about Swift having a large partnership with Hedera. Well, they just expanded upon their partnership. They were partners for a couple of years, but it was advertised as new partnership. So it was stuff that some of us already knew, and it just kind of came to light. And I care about that because if you can get in on a good project based off of what they're doing before other people know about it, means you got a better price probably. Next up on this news is Quant. If you guys have been with me a couple of videos, this is my favorite long-term play. I think it's going to do well this bull run, but ultimately I don't really care. So what's going on with Quant? Other than a week and a half ago, they officially got their Oracle partnership, which was pretty cool. I made a video kind of indirectly about that. But the bigger thing is more of we gotta wait. So ISO 20022, if you don't know what that is, in short, it's a messaging program system for banks. They're going to officially start using. It was supposed to be this month. And it's crypto-based or crypto-friendly to where the ISO coins, HBAR, Quant, XRP, XLM, IOTA, Algorand, these banking coins, can technically start being used. Well, it's supposed to be this month. It was pushed back to, I think it was July 7th. Don't hold me directly to that date. July 7th, 17th. Regardless, it's pushed back a little bit. So if you're trying to acquire more of these coins, we have more time. I know. Most of us are tired of more time buying the dips, seeing lateral movement. But for certain crypto, based on the perspective and the trading style, it could be a good thing. I don't mind it with Quant. And HBAR is another one I own. There's enough catalyst. That one's going to do well for it. But then the ISO 20022, it will also be fully integrated with Swift, full migration in. So at that point, technically, banks can use crypto for transactions. I'm not saying they will, but by that point they can. And depending on how they advertise and talk about it, I expect both of those dates, July and November, to be some pumpamental action for a lot of these ISO coins. All right, H-bar. This is almost big news. It kind of depends on what your beliefs are about it, like how you think it's going to be used. So H-bar has officially gotten a partnership with Neuron. There's Neuron and their Nexus. They've been unofficial kind of partnerships for a while, having to do with drones, aviation, and deep in technology mixed in with it. And Neuron has really tried to jump up with the whole airplane crashing thing, and just with aviations in general, with making sure that their GPS and their collision systems are much more on par, and they're using Hedera with this, which was similar to part of what Elon Musk was using Hedera for SpaceX for the satellite that launched in January. Full speculation, real quick. That's what I'm going to say is not backed up or supported by anything other than my thoughts. So rumor mill at most, right? But I knew about Neuron and Nexus and Hedera getting in with drones a couple years ago, and I thought it was really cool because my mind just kept on wandering about how this could be used. And I should really fact check this one for you guys, or feel free to correct me in the comments below. It was either Nexus or Neuron is working also with Amazon for patents, and the patents were for aviation controls of being able to make sure drones can land in, I'll say like a quarter size marker, arbitrarily sized, right? But for a certain pinpoint accuracy. And then my mind got wondering, even about a year and a half, 2 years ago, about Amazon's been talking about doing Amazon drops by drone. Could you imagine how big it would be if a blockchain technology like Hedera does a full partnership with something like Amazon or DoorDash to deliver directly through drones? And this is, I think, quite realistic because it's been talked about as something to happen in the next few years. So is it ever going to be blockchain related? I don't know. But I thought that was a cool point, and that's where my mind first went when I heard about this and then reheard about this. Ondo hit a milestone, a big milestone. $1 billion in TVL, or total value locked. That's a big deal. Tells about the safety, security, and size of Ondo. If you don't know what TVL is, it's essentially how much money is locked in on-chain or in staking of digital assets, typically speaking of their own crypto. So it's how many people are investing, staking, and using Ondo, and it got up to the $1 billion marker. It increased by, I think it was 57% in the last month, which I couldn't find proof for this. I didn't dig in enough to, but I think that has a lot to do with the recent MasterCard partnership for onboarding Ondo through there. Next up, my gaming gamble play, right? So Illuvium. If you compare to where Illuvium was a year ago from now, dear God, it sucks ass. Right? I mean, within a year ago, it was $140, and when I checked this morning, it was around 16 something. So yeah, it's down what 800% from just the local or recent all-time high, so recent high of in the past year. When it got down to $25, I started buying a little bit. I have minimal confidence that this is going to be big. It could be. It's a punt, right? It's a shot in the dark, whatever cliche you want to throw out there. I see Illuvium as my meme coin. It has a chance to definitely explode. Reasons why I like it in very short. One, I want to be a little bit in the gaming sector. It last bull run, it got up to $1,800. No, I do not think it's going to hit $1,800. I will shit a brick and have everything I own at that point sold before it gets there. But I mean, it has hit high numbers before. More so last 10 months, it's been, again, it was over 100. If it just retraces back to half of that, I'm very happy with the return that I get on this one. But there is a little bit of updates and news on it. The smaller one to me is that they updated the graphics engine for one of their games, Illuvium Arena. So now it just looks a little cooler. And they have a little demo on their X page, just kind of showing the difference that it is. That's kind of cool. The thing I thought was bigger, and they didn't make as big of a deal of, is that they had a tournament for Illuvium. And it was people play the game, and it's a tournament with cash prizes. So that was kind of cool. Winners got a couple $1,000s each in both cash and Illuvium-based products and digital currencies, etc. But the bigger thing is what was said afterwards, where it was mentioned that once the market increases a little bit and we are ready to start marketing and advertising, there will be more tournaments. That was bullish to me, because it lets me know that they are actively thinking about marketing and they're trying to time the market, which if I'm investing into a crypto, I want a strategy. And I'd like to think most cryptos have strategies. Most do not talk about it because they don't want their strategy stolen or something. But I thought this was wonderful. I was glad to hear it. It gave me much more confidence that Illuvium's going to do better than it's doing now. And I expect that when it moves, whether it's from tournaments, more advertising, or whatever they're going to do for marketing, I think it's going to move very quick, probably quickly up and quickly down again. Reason being, a lot of people got burned from it. But the big thing that causes volatility for Illuvium is it's a smaller market cap. It floats around the 100 million. But the bigger thing is the coin supply, guys, is freaking tiny. There's less than 6 million circulating coins. So it does not take much to move the needle on this thing. And that's why it can be very volatile. And I used it before as a trading coin. And the volatility has actually gone down. The number of holders has kept steady. But Illuvium, they're talking about marketing. They're going to do it in terms of video game tournaments, which I think is phenomenal, because that can bring people who don't even know it's a crypto game. Next up, Solana. I keep thinking if I'm even going to talk about Solana on these weekly updates, because one, Solana hits headlines when something happens, right? It's one of the largest freaking crypto out there. So most things I talk about, I feel majority of people are going to hear. Two, I only owned a few because I bought it when the whole Libra fiasco happened and prices plummeted, and I saw this as a good short-term opportunity for a swing trade. Short-term. By now, hopefully in the next 6 weeks. But there was a few things that happened. So one, Solana AI Summit, March 17th. Render is going to be one of the main speakers there. Obviously, Solana will be there. It's also going to have Akash and Hyperbolic talking, as well as Bybit. So kind of exciting to see what's going to happen from there, because Solana's pretty freaking huge, and their big goal is to help advertise the Solana ecosystem and help out specifically their AI. But you never know what's going to get said or be done. Always looking for at least a mini narrative pump based on news. Also on the 17th, coincidentally, CME is going to officially launch Solana on their futures, which is great news for the moderate term. I don't think it's going to be huge and short, but it might be, in terms of industrial, just large VCs, venture capitalists, industrial and whales, to incentivize them to buy more Solana and hold on to it, help push more ETFs. So it's good for the Solana ecosystem. Down to the last two, Foxy. Okay, I know I said Illuvium's my meme coin. It was kind of more of an analogy, guys. So my culture coin, Foxy. I like Foxy. It's the mascot for MetaMask and Linea. Technically, the parent company of all three is Consensus, who was made by the co-founder of Ethereum. Other than they're still trying to play with their MasterCard deal, Foxy specifically, made a partnership with LiveArt, which is a blockchain company that does digital art. NFTs is a big part of it, and I couldn't confirm this, but I think Foxy is using LiveArt to help out with their NFT pushes. Foxy has been doing significantly more airdrops, and they've been talking more about it if you guys like free crypto. They have also been doing NFT airdrops. I didn't see it official, but my guess is part of the partnership is they're going to use LiveArt to make their NFTs. So Foxy's incredibly active on their X page. Essentially every day I see a new photo, a new GIF, GIF, those things, posted out. Sometimes they're cute, sometimes they're kind of entertaining. You guys should check some of them out just to smile a little bit. They're pretty creative with it. But I like their marketing strategies and everything with it. And they've been talking more and more about airdrops. And so if you own Foxy and you haven't looked into their airdrops, go on their website, go on their Twitter page. They'll talk about it pretty easily. The main thing you need to be in the running for Foxy NFTs or coins is to have some Foxy on chain. And they have now mentioned that they'll prioritize a little bit for those who own more Foxy on chain. So if you have a hot wallet that you trust, like MetaMask or Linea Wallet, they're the two they're associated with, so I assume your chances are better there. That's how you can get in the running. And last up is absolutely no news, just a, I guess, very soft show on my another little crypto, my little micro cap of ASM Assemble AI. Not much has happened. It dropped under the 3 cents when I looked at it last today, which I might DCA into. I'm trying to see how greedy I want to get on this one. Again, it's a micro cap, guys. It's a little under 50 million market cap last time I looked. It is financially backed by Binance. And my favorite little tidbit with that is it's Binance owns coinmarketcap.com, and a lot of people, me included, cites and uses coinmarketcap.com, and it's all about crypto news and stats. Hey, if you weren't sure what ASM Assemble AI does, it's an AI agent that collects crypto news and stats and puts it into journals, and you can even earn free ASM through their app NS3, where they take hourly quizzes. You can earn some points, and starting in Q3 this year, you convert your points into ASM tokens. They haven't announced the exact trade over and everything yet, but when they do and I find out, I'll let you guys know. So that's it, guys. That's the crypto news for these coins for the week. And stay classy, everybody. Peace.